Up until a month ago, the Minecraft 1.17 Caves and Cliffs update was pretty straightforward, but recently there's been a lot of confusion around the split, and people are left wondering what features are in which version, and what's happening with archaeology, and why is it called 1.18 now. In this video, I aim to clear up some of the confusion around this ever-changing update. So join me, the Derpy Well, in this deep dive of what's actually going on with this latest update. On October 3rd, 2020 at 5 PM, Mojang during Minecraft Live announced the theme of their next big update. In this stream, we learned that 1.17 will be called the Caves and Cliffs update.
It's the Caves and Cliffs update.
And we actually got to see developer footage of what this update would look like. We learned that they intend to give us new cave types, blocks, new mobs, and archaeology. And we even got to see an early peek of one of the scariest mobs to be ever added into the game, the Warden. If you guys don't think the Warden's scary, then watch this video on screen, you will be terrified. Since the livestream, we've actually been given 16 snapshots on Java Edition, where they increased the world height limit, added in new cave types, added in the sculk sensor and candles. And Bedrock Edition has even been testing the new cliffs, and they look amazing. But on April 14th, 2021, Mojang uploaded this video, titled A Cave and Cliffs Announcement. In this video, they explained that the 1.17 Caves and Cliffs update will be split into two parts. The first part being dropped in the summer of this year, and the second part being towards the end of the year, so winter. They made this decision for quality and team health reasons. Mojang has committed themselves to push out these huge themed updates, which takes an insane amount of time and dedication of developer and testing hours. I believe this is definitely the right decision for them to make. No one would enjoy playing a laggy Warden that would clip through the wall and one-hit you. So them taking the extra time to put into development and make sure they have the things in place to make sure it's a good update is definitely worth it in the long run. So with that in mind, what's in both of these updates, and what are they even called, and what's happening with archaeology? Well, the first part is to release in this summer is still called 1.17, and the part 2 of this update will be referred to as 1.18. Mojang have said themselves that the second part will be too big to be known as a dot update. This means that it has too many changes to warrant being called, for example, 1.17.2. Despite having different numbered versions, both of these are under the update theme, the Caves and Cliffs. This might confuse some people, but King B Dogs, a Mojang developer, worded it pretty well. He said, quote, "I've seen a lot of confusion around 1.17 and 1.18, thinking that it's weird that part 2 is considered 1.18. As a general note, remember that versions are just a way to keep track of changes in a game, and part 2 will be considered 1.18, because it's a major version change from 1.17. Calling it 1.18 has nothing to do with the update theme. Versions are entirely for technical purposes, and not for language semantics like update themes. Part 2 being a dot release for 1.17 would be disingenuous for the amount of work done, as it would be larger changes in code scope than a dot release." End quote. It was said that the first half would include the squishy mobs, some of the new items, as well as the Amethyst geodes. But in the most recent snapshot 21W19A, we found out that candles, the sculk sensor, as well as the bundle were removed and pushed back to 1.18. So as it stands now, these are the current features coming in with part 1, the 1.17 update. The lightning rod, the spyglass, light block, amethyst geodes, the goat mob, the axolotl mob, crystals, tinted glass, copper, glow squid, glow ink, powdered snow, the lush cave blocks, Dripstone cave blocks, Deepslate and the Ore Variants, glow Lichen, and the multiplayer sleeping rule, Java Edition only. If you guys are enjoying the video so far, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. It helps out a lot, more than you might think. But anyways, let's get right back into the video. And these are some of the major features coming in with the Minecraft 1.18 update. The bundle, candles, sculk sensor, all of the new cave biomes, so Dripstone caves, the lush caves, as well as the deep dark, the world height limit increase, and a backwards compatible world functionality tool, so you can upgrade your worlds and downgrade them as you see fit. And of course, the new Warden mob. 1.18 will pretty much have all of the generation and complex items, as Mojang believe these are the things that require more time and attention. There's something I've missed that isn't mentioned in these lists, and it's on the complex or terrain side. Chances are it'll be in part 2, so 1.18. So if you're like me and you're scared of the deep dark and the new Warden mob, you can relax another few months. You might have noticed that archaeology was not mentioned on either of those lists, and that's because archaeology has been completely postponed and with no date given, and chances are it'll have its own update. Archaeology was one of those you love it or you hate it kind of things. A lot of people said it felt like a mod pack being added into the game. I didn't mind it, but obviously everyone will have their own opinion. So now we know exactly what's in these updates and why they're called 1.17 and 1.18, let's now look into all of its different platforms. It seems like every device in the world can run Minecraft these days. So here's what's happening with 1.17 with those in mind. Whether you play Pocket Edition, Bedrock Edition, or Java Edition, the two release dates given should match up. They haven't said anything about different release dates for different versions of the game, so you should be good in that aspect. And the two dates were summer 2021 and winter 2021. If we take a look back in the history of past themed updates, we can see that Minecraft 1.16, the Nether update, was released on the exact same day for Java Edition, Bedrock Edition, and Xbox. So we really have no reason to suspect it'll be different this time round. So when it finally comes to the two release dates on the Cave update, we can all be excited and ready to play this latest update. Bedrock Edition has a developer mode in which you can actually feature test some of the 1.17 features, namely the goat mob and the cliff biomes. They look really cool in game, by the way. If you have a chance, you should definitely check it out. And of course, in Java Edition, you have up to 16 snapshots to play with. Some of them have some really cool things. It's also believed that all platforms will have the same version split, so everything will have 1.17 and 1.18, with the same feature list on both sides, give or take. Obviously, some of them are unique to Java or their specific platform, but all of the big updates, so the Warden, the cave generations, and all that, will be ported across all devices. After playing around with the new cave types, specifically in my most recent 100 Days in Hardcore episode I uploaded, I'm so excited to get my hands on this update, but I'd rather wait for them to be 100% done than rush out a buggy update. Like I previously mentioned before, when they're dealing with such huge changes like the Warden and other features, you don't really want them to start bugging out and one-hitting everyone. Imagine you're just building a base and then the Warden just phases up through the world and just kills you in your base. Or even worse, your world just corrupts. This is after all Mojang's most ambitious themed update to date. Not only do we have an overhaul in the caving system, a system which hasn't had any significant changes for many years now, we also get new redstone mechanics, a world height increase, and many new mobs. These things take huge amounts of development time to make sure they get it right, so please don't be too sad about this delay and decision to push back archaeology. But that's it, that's everything we know about the 1.17 Caves and Cliffs update, and obviously the 1.18 update. Keep in mind a lot of these things can change, and we're still getting new updates every week. So chances are, not everything in this video might match up. I'll try and update it as best as I can in the description. I have 2 more videos on screen I think you will enjoy. And as always, thank you for watching.
Anthony here. I don't know why I'm here, but hey, making a cameo, why not?